Our very special guest, our friend Tyler Hoover, is here. He is the managing director for Servant Stage. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Fred. Thanks for
Love
having
your
me.
Phillies hat.
Thank you very much. It's a good time to be a Phillies fan.
And it matches your Servant Stage shirt, which I also love.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Anybody want to give a shout out to this morning?
I would love to say good morning to my wife, Sandra, and any of our kids who might happen to be awake yet.
They're probably all awake.
I don't know.
Since
We'll see.
you left your wife at home with the kids, so they're up.
Is that the way it goes?
That's how
it's
that's
just the way
just how it
the
works.
world works. Yeah, maybe.
You've been coming on and tell us about Servant Stage for many years now. How long have you guys been around?
Servant Stage has been around since, unofficially about 2011, but officially 2014. So,
wow.
Yeah, been
so
a
over
little
10
while.
years.
Yeah, it's been an exciting ride.
What are some of the shows you've done in the past?
We've done a lot of big Broadway shows people would know, like The Music Man, and last year was The Sound of Music and My Fair Lady and some of those classics. We also do a lot of original review shows ourselves. So Rock Around the Clock was a big 50s, 60s rock review we did. Jingle Bell Jukebox was a Christmas show last year that we did. We've also done some adaptations of stories people would know, like Dickens' A Christmas Carol is kind of one of our flagship Christmas shows that comes around every once in a while. And then tons of youth programming. We do about 6 youth productions a year with 50 to 60 students per production, and that just continues to grow and grow, and there's such an exciting enthusiasm and demand there for youth education and programming, so it's been exciting.
When you guys initially started Servant Stage, what was the thought? What was the idea? What did you want to accomplish?
Our mission with Servant Stage really is to make outstanding musical and theatrical experiences available and accessible for everyone. And so we saw kind of the two inhibiting factors for folks were physical limitations. They can't get out to see theater, they can't come to the theater, or financial. They just can't afford $50, $60, $70, $100 or more dollars a ticket. And so we started taking our shows out into the community and bringing them to parks and schools and retirement communities and churches and theater spaces. And now we're up to 50 to 60 venues a year, and then offering all of our shows as pay what you will. So whatever folks are able to afford, they can come, enjoy a show, bring their family, have a great time, and experience the magic of live theater together.
What are some of the challenges of trying to make live theater work in a different location every day?
It takes some adaptability and ingenuity to come in and say, how do we make this work in this space?
Right.
When we are touring a show versus like Fiddler on the Roof, which we'll talk about shortly, which is coming to LBC, that's more of a parked show where we're coming in, we're setting up a large set and lighting and all of that.
Right.
When we're touring a show, we go into it with that mindset, knowing this has got to work whether there's aisles or not, whether there's a backstage or not. And we put up our pipe and drape and are able to make it adapt to each space. So there's definitely intentionality that goes into that. But really, it's about what are we bringing to whatever the venue we're coming to. And so we do our best to bring an outstanding product, but we know at the end of the day, what we're there for is the connection. That we're able to look into their eyes, chat with them after the show, and especially some of the retirement communities and such around here. It's been incredible, the stories we have of just, they look so forward to us coming, and there's such great relationships we've been able to build there. That the show is great. That's always our goal, but it's honestly secondary. It's the people, it's the relationships, and the rest takes care of itself.
Now, you said Fiddler on the Roof. It's coming up next week. Tell us about that.
It is. We are heading into Tech Week. So next weekend, we open Fiddler on the Roof at Lancaster Bible Collge. It's been on our list to do for the longest time, and we were so excited when we finally got the rights to do it. It's going to be our biggest show ever, massive 84-person cast. And our live pit orchestra and a huge set. It's been pre-selling like no show we've ever had. So I just checked on it this morning. We've got over 9,200 tickets reserved for those 3 weekends.
That's amazing.
So it's exciting. Yeah, we can't
I love that you have a pit orchestra, because a lot of times you'll go to a show and just because of the cost and not being able to find players, it's canned music. So, but there's something about a live orchestra that's just so special.
Nothing like it. And especially with a show like Fiddler, where you've got some of those players getting on stage and being involved in the action. We've got our Fiddler on the Roof for one, but there's other players too that get up and engage with the cast,
which I love.
So yeah, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. So it's happening next weekend starting Friday, and it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's actually more than that. It's next weekend. We open on Friday, yes, but then we run the following 2 weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Thursday,
Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
And then but wait, there's more.
But wait.
Because of the ticket pre-sales, we've added Wednesday night,
wow.
June 5th as well.
Yeah.
So we keep tacking on where we can to find more opportunities. Again, want to make sure everyone's able to see it, and many of the performances are already selling out. So want to encourage folks to get their tickets.
So how can they get those?
Servantstage.org is the easiest way to do it, or give us a call, 717-455-0255.
We'll talk more with Tyler coming up, so we invite you to stick around. Music on the way, too. This morning, our very special guest is our friend Tyler Hoover with Servant Stage. Good morning again, Tyler.
Good morning, Fred.
It's always a joy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about Servant Stage.
Servant Stage is a nonprofit theater company based here in the Lancaster County area with a mission to make outstanding theater accessible for everyone. And so we tour our productions around the community and make all of our shows pay what you will so anyone can come and enjoy them.
And you are finally able to do Fiddler on the Roof.
We are at long last. Yeah. We were so excited. We usually get the rights for shows, maybe a year in advance. This was more than that. Jonathan Bauer, our executive director, he said he always was just checking to see, is it available yet? Is it available yet? And finally, it was like beginning of last year, we found out we can do it. And then we had to keep it under wraps for so long.
Right.
So we were so excited to finally be able to do a show that's been at the top of our list for quite a while.
And I understand that your current show, which kicks off next Friday, has quite the family feel. Tell us about that.
It does, indeed. I mean, Fiddler on the Roof, obviously, for those who know the show, it's about a village. It's about a family in that village. And we have both a village and some families. Village, meaning it's our largest cast ever.
Yeah.
So 84 people in the cast.
Amazing.
Some of that includes some shared roles and doubling. So there won't be more than a mere 69 on stage at a time.
Oh, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
But no, it's exciting to see a show with that size of a crowd. And honestly, that also taps into the accessibility piece of our mission. That isn't just for the community. We want to get audiences out to see and experience shows. We want youth who want to be a part of our programs to be able to be, but also to create opportunities for artists.
Right.
And so when we have hundreds of people auditioning each year, we'd love to have a spot for every single one of them.
Sure.
And we're not there yet, but having shows like this that can accommodate such a large cast is a big step in the right direction toward making opportunities for as many of them as possible.
Yeah.
And it's also really cool to see the range that we get in a show like this. We've got cast members literally from 7 years old to 77.
Sure.
And from it's their first show to they've been doing this professionally for 15, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And I remember telling our young performers on the first night of rehearsals, I said, you're about to step into a 6-week masterclass here. Watch. Ask. Learn. Like there's so much you can glean that's beyond classroom knowledge in a process like this where you're working side by side with these people.
And more off stage probably than even on stage.
Both, absolutely.
See how they prepare, see how they get ready.
You can learn the business, you can learn the craft. There's just so much to be gleaned from that. And so we love having these large casts. And then you also mentioned the family component, and that's something really special in this production that our leads, our Tevye and Golda, the lead couple of the show, are being played by a real-life married couple, Robert and Kalina Maya, who are just the sweetest people, and we love getting to work with them. And their 2 daughters are 2 of the 10 girls playing their daughters in the show.
Wow.
So that's been really, really special. And listeners may know Robert from his work in some of the Kendrick Brothers movies like Courageous. He played Javier in that, and so I think it'll be exciting for folks to see someone they may recognize from the screen in this context.
Yeah.
Similarly, our other Tevye and Golda are being played by another couple, Steve and Jess Atherholt. Steve has been involved in Sight and Sound films. He was in there, I Heard the Bells film as the lead in that. And
was he a professor at LBC for a while?
Yes, he's still at LBC.
He's still there?
He was at Sight and Sound for 20-some years.
Yeah.
That's where I first got to know him.
Okay.
And so it's been cool to see these families involved. And the Atherholt's kids are also in the show.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, really special when families get to do the shows together as well.
Tell us when the shows are.
We open next Friday, May 31st, have shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. And then the following weeks, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And actually, Wednesday the 5th, we added a bonus show just because tickets were selling so far ahead of what we were expecting.
Yeah, so people need to get their tickets ahead of time.
Highly recommend folks reserve their tickets. And I will say also, our evening shows have greater availability. So if you are up for an evening show, that's a great time to come check it out.
And you were telling me you have a live pit orchestra, and they're actually going to be dressed and part of the show.
Yeah, there's several of the performers that are on stage with the performers, and that's something really, really special. But even just how the set is designed and the layout of the staging, it's all very integrated and immersive. And that's also a goal for us, again, in part of making theater about the audience as much as the performer.
Yeah.
We're not trying to adopt the theater model of come see us in a show. We're saying we want to present this for you. This is the focus here is on our audience. And so part of that is we want to make our shows as immersive as possible.
Yeah.
So to bring the cast out into the audience that you really feel a part of it during the show, and then afterwards getting to interact with the cast and just know how honored we are to have you there.
Not only immersive, but you want to make them accessible so they're pay what you are able.
Absolutely. So whatever you can give, we have donation baskets, or you can scan a QR code on your program and give easily from your phone. But we are completely a donation model. So whatever you're able to give is what makes it possible, not only for us to do these shows, but for other people to come and see it.
Check it out online, serveatstage.org. Opening night is next Friday. You don't want to miss the shows. Get your tickets ahead of time, serveatstage.org, or they can call you as well.
Yep, 717-455-0255.
Tyler, we wish you the best. Hope your show goes well.
Thanks so much, Fred.
Thanks so much for being here. Back to the music we go.